we're just now talking about let's find a movie that we want to watch.
Yeah.
Now, when we were younger, we were able to walk around and see things like these videotapes.
Exactly.
Hold it and go, look at the back, and you get excited about it. Right? And there's a reason why the poster's so freaking cool. So it's trying to market to you, and you kind of give you a spiritual sense of how you're going to feel when you watch this movie. You know?
We judge it off the covers
too.
It was
like a book,
Yeah, exactly. You would go to your local, I remember before Blockbusters and all that shit, they were probably around, but I'm from a small town. It was like My Time Video. Like, there was home mom and pop shops.
Yeah.
And we didn't know all the movies that were on the shelves, so it caught your attention. Like you said, that movie poster or the cover of it, like, oh, this looks good.
Yeah.
Because of the artwork or something. And that's what made you rent the movie sometimes if you didn't know about it. Or you spot somebody, like your favorite, like a Chevy Chase. Oh, I never did Chevy Chase did this. You know what I mean? It was your actor you liked or something.
When I was reorganizing my Plex stuff, and I was changing the posters, it's funny because as I was going through it, and now when I bring it up on my TV, I'm a lot more excited about what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing the posters from when like how I felt like about the movie. Yeah. So it's not just like some random poster with the dude going, a mojito.
Nice, tastes good, right?
Where it's the actual official posters. So when I look at it, I kind of feel like I'm inspired again. I'm like, ooh, look at there's Lost Boys and how cool that poster is. And look at here's Weird Science and all those kinds of things.
They were cool, man. Like the posters were it was part of the
it makes
whole
it
thing.
Exciting,
It did make it exciting, yeah. It really
Back in the day, though, you actually had to go for an effort and put something into the VCR. It's not like today where you can kind of you get the fear of missing out kind of thing going on. Where you put something on, you're like, can I feel better about watching something else? Am I really getting into this?
Yeah.
Whereas back in the day, you put on videotape and that's it, man. You're done. Like, you're gonna watch the whole thing.
You're in, man. Yeah.
But can you imagine, like, if it was the same thing? I don't know. Eject the tape. Put in another tape. Try to get into it.
Yeah, we didn't do that, dude. That bitch was in there. We're watching the whole movie.
This is what we're watching. We chose The Lost Boys, right? Because same thing, walking zombies.
You can't ever go wrong with giving The Lost Boys another spin.
And the puberty thing, and then they even covered like the angst of being a teenager and not fitting in. Like they did all of it. Like, everything you could possibly
with them moving to the new town.
And everyone's like freaking weird.
Exactly.
So it just checks off all the boxes, Plus, it was filmed in Santa Cruz, which is part of my county. So I used to go to that place all the time, Santa Cruz Beach and Boardwalk.
But they changed it to Santa Clara, right, for the movie?
Yeah. So they filmed it at the Santa Cruz Beach and Boardwalk, and that was one of my haunts. I used to go there all the time. So it's kind of fun just to kind of see all that in there as well. But the interesting thing is I was thinking, okay, well, do they ever feel like they made a mistake not letting it be called Santa Cruz because it became such a big movie? But then after watching it, I'm like, well, I don't know. They do call it like the murder capital of the world.
Yeah.
And they do paint it like it's a total shithole.
Yes.
Even though it's on the beach, it's like, but they make it seem like it's just.
They did make it seem like
it's
that.
Escape from New York.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone was delinquent.
Is it true though? Because you would probably know. I had read somewhere that the city itself didn't want to be associated with the movie, right? Because of what the movie was about.
Yeah, that's why I didn't let them call it Santa Cruz. Call it Santa Clara. So the movie is very musically driven too. So right away, you're coming in across the ocean, and you have that kind of like that really called the theme of the movie with the kids in the background going, "Thou shalt not kill," whatever that they use continuously through the whole thing, and then it pans up and it goes to the boardwalk.
Yeah,
and then they show people kind of walking around the boardwalk, and they're all delinquents. Like everyone, I don't know who goes to this fucking place, but they're all shitheads.
Yeah, like a bunch of
it's like
all homeless kids,
all of them. So it starts out with them, and the guy, saxophone player, my favorite dude, is probably the best part of the movie.
It really is.
Like he's all greased up, it's all muscular.
It's one of those scenes that I always end up talking to my brother about. That's one of our favorite scenes. We laugh about it. We send each other that clip.
That dude
a couple
comes
times
around. He was
year.
in Tampa not that long
really?
ago. Yeah,
you did send me the flyer.
I was like,
that.
I kind of want to go, but it was at a time where it was like, I think it was a New Year's thing, and like he was doing like a New Year's Eve party. But that dude just owned it too. He embraced the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I went to film school, and we actually had Joel Schumacher come and watch that movie with him. So he talked about that guy and that character and all that kind of stuff, right? And he said like the studio just didn't want it. Right? They're like, because he was making this film that was kind of like like kind of like Top Gun, right? Where there's a bunch of guys without their shirts and like really kind of sex appeal, kind of and funny Goonies, you know, kind of thing. And the weird thing is, like, I don't know why I didn't put this together, probably because I just wasn't thinking about it. But it's also a Richard Donner production who did Goonies. Yes, right. Richard, so you got him, you know, doing this film, and then you got Joel Schumacher directing it, and it's like the guy from Goonies, and it's a very kind of Goonies-esque kind of adventure, of course, in a way, with the kids and this adventure.
Exactly, kind of just like it, yeah.
Well, more for adults,
more for adults,
angsty teenagers. Yeah. So he's up there pelvic thrusting. Yeah, you gotta believe, you know, he's got a saxophone,
baby oiled up.
Yeah. And everyone's just rocking out to this guy. It's like, yeah, this is where it's at, and like everybody. And then then that's when you first get introduced to Jamie Gertz, right? Like, flaunting her hair, and of course she catches the eye of Michael. Yeah. Michael's like, "What's
that's when they first notice each other."
Yeah. And this, you know what I did really like about this movie too is it moves really freaking fast. Like, there's no setup. There's no like, let's have conversations. They're in it right away.
And going back to what you said earlier about how the movie starts, I really always loved that perspective they showed from the vampire's perspective in the beginning when they take their people out having sex in the van, in the parking lot, the empty parking lot.
Well, first they kill the security guard.
Yes, they kill the security guard.
And then they kill the couple that's in the thing. They rip off the top.
Yeah, but I always thought that was kind of interesting. Right from the door, you see the perspective of the vampire and all. That was a pretty cool shot.
It's a cool shot because it's like, you're not... Well, you kind of... I guess going into this movie, it's a vampire movie. Yeah. But this way, they're not giving up too much. Or they haven't even told you who the vampires are. You could probably put...
Because you don't see them for a while. You don't see them for a while.
But then it also could be a cost-saving factor, too, because you're not having to deal with all these effects. Yeah. It's the camera coming down, people going, ah, you know, kind of like a B movie, you know, and screaming.
But it was epic, though. That's one of my favorite scenes.
I just remember, but it just gets right to it. Like, right away, you got now you know that Jamie Gertz and Michael are locking eyes.
It's almost like they get you excited for that right away.
Yeah, right away they got the love story already happening. Then, you know, what's the kid's name? The Feldman, but
Corey, right?
Corey.
Haim. Yeah, Corey Haim.
Yeah, I don't know. Corey. Anyway, what was his name in the movie? Do you remember?
Sam.
Sam. There you go.
Yeah.
So then you have Sam, and he right away goes in and he's looking at comic books. So now you're laying the groundwork for that. And the Frog Boys. The Frog Boys.
Yeah. The Frog Brothers. Yeah.
Frog Brothers are there.
Yeah.
And they're like,
that's where you introduce the Feldman and the other guy.
Like, hey, look at this comic.
The other Corey.
I don't like horror comic books. You're like, you need this. What's this? Considered a survival magazine.
And right away they try to put him on.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, read this.
I told you, I don't like horror comics.
Think of it more as a survival manual.
The movie doesn't even try to make you. There's all these people in the world, but right away the Frog Brothers are connected to him.
Yeah.
And then Jamie Gertz is connected to Michael. So
and
right away they're
vampire slayers.
Yeah, vampire slayers, and the people who are gonna turn Michael into a vampire, right? So it's pretty coincidental, but you're not supposed to get caught up in that, right? Because it's just happening, and you're just like, okay. But the more you watch it, you're like, oh, wait a minute, this is pretty coincidental. I'm really wrapping this thing up.
Remember the little vampire that's always with Jamie?
Yeah.
It's crazy when you first watch it. You don't realize the kid is missing, or until you see him on the milk carton.
Yeah.
In one of the scenes in the house, Grandpa's house, right? They're sitting at the table.
He puts it on there. She picks it up off the ground.
And it just kind of, shows you that shot, and you're like, oh, you put it together or whatever.
Yeah. So right away we're in it, right? You've introduced all the characters, and then you have Grandpa, who's freaking awesome.
Awesome. He should have got more scenes in the movie, actually.
Second shelf is mine. That's where I keep my root beers and my double thick Oreo cookies.
He seems like he's in it more than he is, but he kind of takes off because either he's banging the widow or he's, actually I think that's all he does.
Yeah, he's never around really much.
He goes off, I gotta go see the widow, and he's got his special second shelf in his fridge, has like a cardboard thing on it.
Oh yes, the cardboard.
Says like old fart on it. Exactly. He's like, so then you have the kids who really don't want to be there. Like, Grandpa, is it true this is the murder capital of the world and all that? So then you're back at the boardwalk because that's all they have to do there, right? Which seems pretty reasonable. They talk about how it's like a hick town. They got a full-on amusement park on the beach.
Yeah.
And they're on the beach, so it's like, where'd you come from? I mean, it seems pretty cool to me. Mm-hmm. I grew up in that area. So.
Yeah, as a kid too. I'm from Jersey, so we grew up. I grew up like about 45 minutes to an hour from the Jersey Shore, Atlantic City, Wildwood, New Jersey, and that always kind of reminded me of the summers at the shore. We would go every summer to the boardwalks, and
or the Santa Monica Pier is kind of similar.
Yeah, it kind of just reminded me of growing up to that part right there.
So now you got the groundwork's all laid. Now Michael is trying to hit on Star.
Which is,
yeah. And one of the things that popped out at me the other night is they talked about how broke they are. They broke and have to move in with Grandpa, right? So they have no money. But Michael goes shopping for a leather jacket on the boardwalk. He comes out with a jacket. I'm like, okay, you're buying a leather jacket on the boardwalk. So right away they're already telling us that he's kind of like feeling he's being manipulated by the environment. Like he's got like what do you call it? Peer pressure. Yeah. He gets peer pressure a lot in this film.
He does.
Pierces his ear.
Yeah.
It's a ripoff. If you want your hair pierced, I'll do it.
She's like, that's how she meets him. She's like, that's a ripoff. I'll pierce it for you.
Yeah.
That's code for.
Yeah.
He's like, what? So then he's gonna take her on his bike, right? So they're gonna take off, and that's when like we're introduced to Kiefer and all those dudes, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden they come around and surround him, and they're like, "Now, where do you think you're going, Star?"
Kind of like a Karate Kid moment.
Yeah, they're fronting him a little bit, like,
yeah.
Oh wait, do you know what happens before that though? That I thought was interesting is, which it's so fruity, but it's like, again, you're at the boardwalk, and it's a great looking scene where they're on the carousel, and Kiefer and all the other dudes are walking through the horses. But again, when you think about it, what the frick are they doing? All these tough guys are on a merry-go-round. Yeah. And then if you look at like all the dudes that are on the merry-go-round, they're the tough guys they killed later.
You're right.
So they show the guy that ripped out a car with his girlfriend, and they're sitting in one of the stationary merry-go-rounds probably because they were trying to figure out how to film the scene, like how they were going to harass the girl. Yeah. Couldn't do it on a moving horse, so they just put him in one of those stationary things. Oh my god. So yeah, backtrack a little bit.
I never looked at that scene that way. You're right.
This guy had to go up and purchase a ticket for this thing on Friday night or whatever, and a merry-go-round. Yeah, and he's like 30 years old. I know he's probably supposed to be 18. But he's like 30, and he's like, "Let's sit down in this merry-go-round."
Yeah, that's so crazy.
And then you got Kiefer's like, he had to go like, "Hey guys, let's go harass some people on the merry-go-round."
Exactly. Yeah.
And they're walking by like, yeah. It's really cool. It's almost like a music video moment. Their hair is going.
Yes.
And they're all just they're all sort of edgy.
Yeah.
They never stop moving, right? Whereas like, and then they're like grabbing the horse and they're just like, they're all laughing all the time. Except for Kiefer, he's always like super serious all the time,
The leader has to be tough, a little tough guy.
Just like, and then you got the big old, huge security guard. I told you guys stay off the boardwalk. And now let's go, boys. And they give him like the little dirty look. And I'm like, all right, Kiefer. Yeah. You show him, So then he becomes the first victim.
Doesn't it always seem, now that you're putting it different, sometimes when you talk about a movie later on after you've seen it 1,000 times, you put it in this perspective. Basically, Star was basically the one. She was just basically like
she was baiting them.
We're keeping America baiting for 300 years. And go away, baiting! Damn it!
Baiting them, yeah, you're right there.
She was baiting that when I watched it.
No, as a kid, but she was baiting. Yeah. She used to bait the people into the crew.
Yeah,
that's probably how she got the other guys in, But yeah, she definitely baited them.
Baiting
from the door.
Yeah. Well, when I was younger, though, I never really picked up on
No, I didn't either.
I thought she was they was naturally attracted, and then Kiefer was being a cock blocker, and then
exactly,
and then he had to rescue her. But really, if she was trying to recruit people into the gang, clearly, and that's why Kiefer, like when Michael punches him in the face, and they're like calling each other out after he almost goes over a cliff in his motorbike.
Yes.
Kiefer could have just torn him apart, but he didn't. He's like, all right, let's finish this, like man to man. He's like, okay, come with me, and he takes him back to his place.
Yeah. That's when he did.
There's all these like homoerotic.
Isn't that when he introduced? They're having Chinese. Is that part?
Chinese. He's like,
have some maggots, Michael.
He's like,
they made him drink the wine, but it was blood. That's how he turned, right?
But it's just kind of, it's funny. That's the other thing I was thinking about this film, and a lot of films of that era. Actually, I don't know about just that era, but whenever you look at some of these movies, it's like they have these sort of like, for the girls, it's all very, there's these tough guys, and you have the girl element that's going to attract the female audience, but it's, I think, heavier on the male audience but for some reason the male audience, it's almost like do you say? Not like you're gay.
And for all to see that this is the new way, not to gay.
But like kind of like how I feel when I watch Burt Reynolds or Tom Selleck.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Which I am gay for Tom Selleck. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, we know
like, not
that.
going to bend him over.
I don't even know your name.
Bend over.
Ben? Nice to meet you. Victor Hugo.
But the thing is, it's like when you watch these movies, it's almost like the male, like as a male, especially at the age, I kind of wanted to be Kiefer.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, you know, and mysterious, and he's got power.
I think that's why. I
girls
think that's why as a
all
kid
that.
you're easy influenced. Like I said, yeah, you look at the character like, damn, like I want to be
Yeah,
like
I
that,
wanna be
or
like that,
it's
yeah.
cool to be the cool guy or
Mhm.
whatever. Yeah, you're right.
Calling your own shots, but it's very erotic.
It
Like there's
was.
so many shots where Kiefer's just kind of like glaring at him, like, "Hey," you know, and he's like close ups, like, "What up?" You know, and it's like he's like got eyeliner and shit. He's just like, "Hey,
Yeah,
Michael,"
exactly.
And he's like, "Come back to my place, Michael. Let's settle this like men."
Yeah.
And then even when they get there, everyone's like, and they're like jumping up and down on shit.
Weird.
It's like,
That's when they're in the cave, right?
Yeah.
Their little hideout.
and then Kiefer's like, "Here, drink this, Michael. Don't be a pussy."
Yeah.
And then Michael is
He's trying to fit in.
So much peer pressure, man.
Yeah,
It's
he's just trying to fit in
like,
new
no one
environment.
tells me what to do. I'm going to get a leather jacket and pierce my ears and just randomly almost drive a motorcycle off a cliff. And then
over a chick I
go-
just met
yeah,
like
some chick I just
10
met.
minutes ago.
Now I'm going back to this dude who just tried to kill me's cave.
That was another thing too. Like, who does that?
Yeah.
You know?
He's all, "Come on down to my cave and eat some of my noodles and rice."
Yeah.
You're eating maggots. How do they taste?
How you like the worms?
How do you like them worms?
Why don't you try some noodles?
So vampire blood makes you hallucinate, obviously, right?
No, because vampires can suggest to you things. So now Michael is going through puberty, you know, but like in having his moments where he's like becoming a vampire or whatever.
Mhm.
He's just like having a hard time, and then they have Sam there with the dog, Nanook or whatever.
Yeah,
whatever it was.
Nanook. Yep, that's her name.
And they're like, he's like, "Sam, why don't you go take a bath?"
What's going on, Mike?
Go take your bath.
Now, I don't think those words have ever come out of my mouth to like an adult before, or even
Yeah.
a teenager. "Hey, why don't you go take a bath?" Like, okay.
You're
So then
right.
they cut to him in the bath. He's got bubbles.
Yes.
He's like singing that.
Like he's 7 still.
And he's singing that the frog. Another thing is too, I thought was interesting is that they call those guys like the Frogmen.
The Frog Brothers, yeah.
But then the song is also by Frogmen. The guy's name is Frogman.
Okay.
I got no
Look,
home,
that's an
I
Easter
got
egg,
no
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Ooh, he's like doing his hair, and he's doing a great job. He's got so much charisma in that movie. He
Yeah,
kinda
dude.
carries it.
Corey
like that.
Haim was
Just-
a great actor, dude.
just-
He really
He's
was.
kind of like not quite the caliber as a Michael J. Fox, but he did add enough charisma to
No.
kinda make a movie
You know what's so
move.
crazy is that I've actually said that before. I've compared him, that like the energy that he carried, that almost nervous
Yeah.
energy. He
little
he's
angsty
yeah,
kinda-
the angsty.
yeah.
He sold it very well. He definitely, he was a lot like not as good.
Oh no, but
he did have that as a child
you know
star.
what?
He was great. In
No one
movies.
can be. That
Nah,
good.
they
It's
can't be
impossible,
Michael J.
so.
Fox. No.
But he did it. I was watching it going, he's pretty good. He's funny. You know, he does a good job, especially since everyone else is so freaking serious.
Yeah,
in the
Corey
movie.
Haim was good.
He was really kind of made the levity. He made it all kind of like funny and whatnot.
Exactly, because at the end of the day, it really is like he's almost the main star, though.
Yeah.
In a way, you know, of the
Well,
movie.
him and Michael, but yeah, he's the one kind of driving the plot forward. Well, they both are.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, I think he does that. He kind of comes out as the main star because he's so flamboyant as he's giving all
and then
the
him
comic
and the Frog
relief.
Brothers put like the whole thing together, like to stop them and all that. You know,
I love it when they're on the phone. I'm like, "So your brother, is he doing this? Yeah, he's doing that." He's like,
Yeah.
All right, you need to grab a steak and shove it through his heart. He's like,
Yeah.
"No." He's like, "All right, I can't do that to my brother." He's like,
Yeah.
"Okay, we'll come over and do it for you."
All right, here's what you do. Get yourself a good sharp steak and drive it right through his heart.
I can't do that. He's my brother.
Okay, we'll come over and do it for you.
also too, yeah, like they really had the balls to do it. And then when they get when they get in the cave later, they push out though. Remember when they were a little scared of the vampires in the cave, a little bit.
Well, that's because they were hanging.
But one of them do stab one of the guys.
He's
Yeah, he
pretty
does.
sick. And then they try to kill the kid too. So they're about business. You know, they're going to do it. But I just thought it was funny when they're just like, "Yeah, kill your brother." And they brought it up a few times later on. They're
Yeah,
like,
they did.
Yeah, hey, the best way to do it is just kill your brother.
But it's true what you said earlier too. Is you see him going through that phase, like the puberty phase, but it's really just him turning to a vampire.
Yeah.
Isn't there one scene he when he realizes Isn't it the first moment he realized something's different? He tries to have a glass of milk.
That's when he drops the carton.
Yeah, and it kind of tears his stomach up or something. Yeah.
Well, he just has those cramps, and that's where they put.
Yes.
She brings the milk carton up, and it shows the face of the kid.
Yes.
Yeah. So and then he has those instincts, and it looks like he's going to go up there, and he might attack Sam.
Yeah. He has the thirst for blood.
Yeah. And that's when the dog.
When he could have just did it to the dog. Made some human blood, right?
Well, no, the dog is. There was the 2 dogs in the movie, and they both were the demon dogs.
Oh yeah.
But the thing was, demon dogs are supposed to protect their master. So they didn't really explain why Nanook was attacking Michael because of Sam, because Sam wasn't a vampire. But typically, demon dogs are protected of their masters while they're sleeping in the coffins and whatnot, so they're not vulnerable. But anyway, I always remember that scene when Nanook and he goes after him, and then as soon as the door shuts, Sam comes up out of the water like, what the fuck? And he goes down there and he's like, the dog bit me, and he's like bleeding and whatnot. That's when he's like, I'm out of here, fuck this. And he goes to Star's house, cave, right? Yep. And then, she immediately hooks up with him. Yeah, she's easy, man. She is easy.
She's baiting him from the boardwalk, man.
Baiting!
But at this point, I don't even know if she's trying to turn him, because she already knows that. I remember when, they're like, here's some maggots. And she's like, stop it. Leave him alone.
Yeah, I think she was starting to catch feelings for him,
It's like, relax already.
She definitely was.
Just like making him think that noodles are worms, lady. Don't overreact. So then all of a sudden she's just putting out. Right away. This is like I think it's like the second time they've seen her. She's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, Michael. She just tried to, really.
She started feeling
guilty.
Awesome.
She's like trying to take his mind off of it. Like, you know what, I know you're hurting, but I can help you out.
Exactly.
And then they just banging all night.
Looks like I wasn't the only one got lucky last night, huh?
And then Michael hears them all come back in the late evening and all fly back up that hole or whatever.
Yeah.
And then when the Frog Brothers come, they're going to kill one of them. It's pretty cool because they're like, they can't find him, but they're hanging from the rafters like bats and stuff like that.
Jesus!
But what I thought was interesting about that is first they kill one of them. The guy's like, freaking out, right? And they all die differently.
Wasn't his blood like a weird color?
Yeah, it's like spilling all over the place. They fall down. Kiefer goes after him, and then he puts his hand out and he catches the light. He's like, and it's like catching on fire. He's like, kind of like, I'll see you later tonight kind of thing. But it's funny because in the next scene, he goes back to sleep. He goes back to bed. He's like, all right, I might as well get some 40 weeks while I wait. Next thing you know, they cut. He's like sleeping again. I'm like, wait a minute, he went back to sleep. His friend just got slaughtered.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm coming after you tonight, but not after I take my nap. And
that was kind of weird. And then you have the mom's character with the boyfriend, which was really the leader. You find out later on, though.
Yeah. Well, and it was funny because I think we were all thinking he was, and then when they put the garlic on his spaghetti instead of Parmesan cheese.
It's not cheese, it's garlic.
But you hate garlic, don't you?
No, I like garlic. It's just a little much.
And they've showed us in the mirror, and he's like, what? And like, they're like, okay, he's not the one. And even as an audience member, we're like, okay, well, maybe he's not.
Yeah, they just baited him.
Baiting!
Into thinking he was.
And then they did show the scene where he was walking to his house, and you hear them flying above, and he kind of looking up, and it's like, oh, boy, okay, so he's not one of them. But then, obviously, he is, and he goes back, and he's like, because he's the one who had to get invited to the house.
Well, you're the man of the house, and I'm not coming in until you invite me.
You're invited.
Thanks very much.
So right away, you know that he is a full vampire because Michael's like, he's like, aren't you going to invite me in?
Yeah.
He's like, you're invited, and he allows him into the house. So now he has full access to the house,
Sort of like the whole don't allow demons in your home. You welcome.
If you welcome them, yeah. Come on in. So I guess the others didn't need that because they weren't full vampires, right? They're like hybrid vampires, whatever. Because none of the other ones needed permission to come in the house. They were able just to kind of get in. But
now that I'm thinking about it, what made them think Mom's boyfriend was it was the Frog Brothers? I think kind of.
Well, they were
right.
It was Sam because he thought it was kind of odd that some of these things were happening. This guy's new. Mom just got a job there.
Yeah,
at his video store.
Yes,
and he's like, it's kind of connecting the dots. Like, well, he's new. This other stuff's new.
Yeah, and they just assumed it. That's right. There wasn't
so,
really anything that was like, okay, we've seen this.
So he, he's a great villain too because he's like, and then you find out later that he's really kind of orchestrated this whole thing.
Yeah.
And I think Michael and Sam, they're all part of it, right? Like when I first saw it, I didn't really realize that, but he's orchestrating the whole thing because he wants the mom. You know, she's a MILF, and he's like, yeah, baby.
Yeah.
So he wants to bring her on
He
board.
wants to sink his fangs into her.
So then he's got his kids, you know, Kiefer and all them, and he wants somebody kind of motherly.
Yeah, like a motherly.
So then he tries to get.
I told you, boys need a mother.
Max, what are you talking about?
I knew it. You're the head vampire.
Turn Michael
and the boys too. Eventually.
So then Michael would be turned.
Yeah.
But the death scenes were great too. Like when they throw that guy into the tub. It's got garlic. He's like, garlic doesn't do anything. He was like, yeah, it's holy water. And they throw him into it, and he comes up, and the skeleton's all bad.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, so, because each one of them die differently. Some explode. One of them, I think, his head blows up.
Yeah.
Death by stereo.
And then, like, he's like, his head's
It's kind of cool too. Is that the church that they use in the movie?
It's holy water.
It's from the Universal lot, and they use that church in a couple other movies, including Monster Squad. Remember that movie, Monster Squad? Yeah, that same little church that they go into, whatever. Anyways, from the
back lot.
A back lot church.
You know, and then you had Grandpa, who was always gone, right? And they had a scene where he's putting in fence posts.
Oh,
he's got him on his truck. Although I thought it was kind of weird because the pointy part I would think would go down, but he's putting his fence post, so the pointy part was on top. And I think they probably were like, if you put the fence post in the other way, the right way, people are going to be confused that later you can use it as a stake. Just put it in the other way.
Exactly.
It doesn't really make any sense. So, you know, at the end when you think, everyone, there's no way they're going to get out of this one, you hear the horn come across, kind of like the General Lee horn.
Yeah.
But all jacked up.
Yeah.
Comes through the front, and that stick goes flying off his car, and it stabs the lead.
Grandpa was a badass dude.
Yeah, because then afterwards he's like, ugh. And he goes back, he goes in the kitchen, and the mom's like, Grandpa, Daddy, you okay? And he just grabs the soda, and he's just like, one thing I hate about this town, too many damn vampires.
Yeah.
And then they cut to them three, like, looking at him, and then they start the Doors song, People Are Strange.
Yeah.
Daddy, you all right?
One thing about living in Santa Carla I never could stomach. All the damn vampires.
Yeah, because that's what started, the movie started with that same song, yeah.
Yeah. But it's just funny because he knew. You know, the whole time he knew what was going on. Whenever he's eating the spaghetti or whatever, and he's looking out the door and he's seeing her boyfriend and whatnot. So the movie moves fast and it's super silly, you know, like when they're jumping off the bridge and stuff like that. And
yeah.
Fall down, Michael, and they fall down, they're grabbing on the rafters, and then when Michael falls, like again, it might be a budgetary thing, he's just like, it looks like he's just kind of standing on the ground with like fog machine going.
It's really not as far as it is in Hollywood. They make it seem like it, but it's really not that far down the original bridge. They just changed it over time a little bit, but that bridge is still standing.
So anyway, Lost Boys, that was I don't know, was it 1989?
I think it is 89. Just a fantastic
Love that movie.
One of my favorites.
How much you think we should charge him for this?
And stay out of here.
Wait. You have a TV?
No. I just like to read the TV guide. Read the TV guide. You don't need a TV.